My child, stop scrolling. You've been silently crying out, beneath the smiles, the strength, the weariness no one else sees. But I see it. I see you, and I've brought you here, not by accident, but because what you're about to hear carries the very breath your soul has been gasping for. There's a healing waiting, a release, a word that will shift everything, but you must stay. Don't walk away. What I speak next may be the beginning of your breakthrough, the moment your spirit remembers what the world tried to make you forget. This is not just a message. It is a rescue, a return, a rebirth. Listen closely. I am speaking straight to your heart. My presence is not drawn to you because you've been good enough or prayed the right words or lived a perfect life. My presence is not a reward for your perfection. It is a gift of grace. I come because I am your Father, and I love you simply because you are my child. You may feel nothing. You may be sitting there in the emptiness of your soul, wondering whether these words are real. But in just a moment, you will begin to notice, to feel, to deeply understand. I am here. Like a gentle warmth spreading through the room, like a hidden stream running beneath a dry desert, I am surrounding you. Not with pressure, but with the profound gentleness of love. I know you've cried. I have not missed a single tear. Each one is like a gem that has fallen from your heart, and I myself have held them in my palm. I was there in your gasping breaths, in the pounding heartbeats when you didn't know how to go on. I have witnessed every wordless sigh, every bowed head burdened by the weight of life. And child, don't think my silence means indifference. My silence is not absence. It is the space in which I draw you closer to the quiet voice that has been waiting for you to hear. You once asked, "Father, where were you in my darkest days?" I was there. I was the steady flame that never went out in the darkness, the whisper in the storm telling you to keep standing, the hidden strength that helped you keep walking when your legs gave way. You thought you were alone, but the truth is, I never left you, not for a moment. My hand has held you even when you did not know it. And now, right now, in this very room, where no one else seems to see the pain you hide, I am revealing myself to you more intimately than ever before. You do not need to prepare. You do not need to strive to be worthy to meet me. You only need to open your heart. That's all. I have chosen this moment because I know it's when you need me most. I know you are tired. I know you have no strength left to keep trying. And it is precisely when you stop striving to reach me that you will experience the closeness I've longed to give you. You have hundreds of questions about life, about pain, about why things happen the way they did. I do not condemn you for your doubts. I understand every tremor in your heart. But more than answers, I want to give you my presence, because some things cannot be explained by logic. They can only be healed by love. And that love, my child, is here in this small room where you and I now meet. I am not in a hurry. I will sit with you, wait with you, never forcing, never accusing. True love does not knock like a storm, but pours in like the morning light. True love does not shout, it reaches the depths of the soul. I am that love, and I want you to know you are never alone. Not ever. In this room, in the uncomfortable stillness, something is shifting. You may not have the words for it yet, but you can feel it. That is me. I am stirring your soul, awakening a part of you that fell asleep through pain. I don't just want you to survive. I want you to live again. Fully alive in peace, in the truth that you are deeply, enduringly, and unconditionally loved. You need not hide anything from me. No fear, no wound, no failure can turn me away. On the contrary, it is precisely those things that draw me closer, for I have not come to condemn but to heal, not to demand but to give, not to dismiss you but to hold you tight. Let me remind you once again, I am present in your room, right now, not someday in the future, not when you're better, but now in the very weakness you feel. I know everything. I see it all, and still I choose to love you, without condition, without exception. So what can you do? Nothing except open your heart. Just breathe. Just say to me, Father, if you are really here, please let me know. I have waited a long time for those words, and when you say them, you will sense something miraculous, a warmth filling the room, a peace that surpasses understanding. It will not come from outside, but from within, where I am touching you. I have never left you, not once, even when you felt forgotten. Even when your soul was heavy with endless silence, I was still there, always present, always watching, always guarding each beat of your heart. In the days when you couldn't pray, in the nights when all you could do was breathe, in the moments everything felt like it was falling apart, I was still there, not turning away, not abandoning you. A battle has been silently raging in your mind. Not just between right and wrong, but between light and darkness, faith and fear, peace and chaos, hope and despair. That battle doesn't just affect your present, it shapes the joy, peace, and future I've planned for you. But do not fear, my dear one. I am the one who speaks peace in the middle of storms. I am not just a breeze within the tempest. I am the one who silences the storm. I am not just your refuge in moments of weakness. I am your defender in the heart of battle. I do not merely heal. I created you from the very beginning. It was I who formed you in your mother's womb. Every detail, every cell, every contour of your soul and body was shaped by my hands with love and perfect intent. I knew you, loved you, and called you by name before you had form. Before the world even knew you existed, when no one knew who you were, I called you mine. You are not an accident. Your birth was not a mistake. Your life is not the result of chance. From the very beginning to this very moment, you have always been part of the loving plan I designed from eternity. And this, my child, you must write deep within your heart. I've never changed my mind about you. Even if you've lost your way, even if you've fallen, even if you've done things you can't forgive yourself for, my heart has not changed. I have never erased your name from it. You are not too far gone to come home, not too broken to be healed, not too lost to be found. There is no crack I cannot mend, no depth my hand cannot reach. And certainly, there has never been a day you were forgotten. You are not left behind. Not ever. I want you to understand, not just with your mind, but with your soul, that my love for you is not like human love. It does not come and go. It does not love when you do right and leave when you fail. It is not based on achievement, not bound by condition, not subject to seasons, and not fated by time. My love is not shallow. It is as deep as the ocean, fierce as fire, steady as mountains, and everlasting as I am. I love you when you're strong, and I love you still when you're weak. I love you when you worship me, and I do not stop loving you when you're silent, doubting, or distant. I love you when you rejoice, and I love you when you are broken. I love you even when you cannot love yourself. And do you know this? I will keep loving you not because you are good enough, but because I am love. Even on the days you hide from me, shut your heart, or try to ignore my presence, I am still watching over you, still loving, still waiting, still holding out my arms. There is no place you could go that my love would not follow. Whether you rise to the heavens or fall to the deepest depths, whether you run to the ends of the earth or hide in the darkest corner of your soul, I am there. I am not bound by space or time. My love is not stopped by failure or silence. There is no past I cannot redeem, no present I cannot restore, no future I cannot light. So let me say it again. You are not forgotten. You are not worthless. You are not alone. You are my beloved child, created with purpose, loved with unending love, called to a life of hope and restoration. I am still here. I am still waiting for your return. And when you do, you will not find me angry or disappointed. You will see a father running toward you with open arms, joyful tears, and a smile full of love. Because to me, you are always worthy, always chosen, always loved, and nothing can change that. Nothing. My child, I know how you fought in silence, how many nights you've woken in fear, heart racing, and no one ever knew. How many days you smiled brightly in front of others while cracks were spreading within. You've carried your world, the weight of your family, your responsibilities, your past, your unspoken pain, all on your own, and you thought it was the right thing to do, that if you were strong enough, quiet enough, good enough, everything would be okay. But my precious child, I never created you to carry it all alone. I did not make you to be a lone warrior in this life. I did not design your heart to buckle under fear, guilt, or the lies the world has told you about yourself. No, I created you to live free, to know that you have a place to rest. Arms always open, a father ready to carry what you cannot. You were not made to live in shame, not born to live in the dark, not called to endure alone. I am here and I want you to give it all to me, right now, in this moment. Hold nothing back. Don't brace yourself any longer. Lay it down. Every worry, every fear, every regret, every unhealed wound. Every time you believed the voice that said you weren't enough, that you were unworthy, that you had gone too far, lay it all at my feet. I am strong enough to carry it all. And not just strong, gentle enough to gather every broken piece of you, to hold you without reproach, to dry your tears without needing an explanation. I have waited so long for this moment. The moment you stop trying to do it all alone and start believing that you were never meant to. I know you once thought I was disappointed in you, that I looked at you with stern eyes full of frustration and blame, that each time you failed, I stepped farther away. But let me tear down that lie now with the truth that flows from my heart. I am not disappointed in you. Not once, not ever. On the contrary, I rejoice in you. When you open your eyes each morning, I smile. When you fall but still try to stand, I stand beside you, arms extended. When you sit in silence, weeping, I sit beside you, quietly wiping your tears. When you turn back, even just a little, even with a whisper, I run to you with all my Father's heart. You are the apple of my eye, the light in my heart, a part of me I will never give up. Not because of anything you've done, but because of who you are. You are loved not because of achievement, not because of reputation, not because you always get it right. You are loved simply because you are mine, created, chosen, and cherished from the very beginning. When I look at you, I do not see failure. I do not see shame. I see beauty. I see meaning. I see someone who needs love more than judgment. I see a soul worth redeeming, worth protecting, worth keeping at any cost. And I have paid the greatest cost. I gave my very life for you, not in theory, not in words alone. I was truly wounded, truly bled, truly died, so you wouldn't have to live forever in darkness, so you wouldn't be a slave to fear or guilt. Did you know when I suffered on the cross, your image was in my heart? Not the perfect version, not the one who has it all together, but you. Even on your worst day, even when you no longer knew who you were, because I chose you, and I will never stop choosing you. So my child, rest now. Don't try anymore. Allow yourself to let go. Let me be the one who carries that burden for you. Let my love do what you cannot do alone. Heal, restore, and bring you home. You no longer have to fight by yourself. No longer have to strive to be loved. You already are loved, eternally, deeply, unchangeably. I am here and I will not leave. Place your hand on your chest, close your eyes, and simply whisper, Father, and you will see me, hear me, and know that my love has always been there, waiting for you to come home. My child, listen closely to these words, not just with your ears, but with your heart that longs to be healed. My son gave his life so that you could live in true freedom, Not the kind of freedom that is fleeting or easily shaken by circumstances, but a deep and lasting freedom from within. A complete release from every chain that ever bound you. Sin, shame, painful memories, and the lies the world has sown in your heart. All of it has been removed. Every shackle has been broken because Jesus, my beloved Son, willingly carried it all for you. He did not just die for the sins of the world. He died for you. Every mistake, every failure, every moment that makes you turn away from yourself in regret, all of it was laid upon him on the cross. And when he breathed his last, your sin was buried with him. No longer remembered, no longer held against you. The veil that once separated you and me was torn in two. You are no longer confined to the shadows. He rose again. And because of that, you may now walk in the light, in newness of life, with a completely new identity. And because he lives, nothing can separate you from me anymore. No mistake is too great, no past too heavy, no failure too deep. Nothing can stop my love for you. I know there are moments when you bow your head in silence, believing you are not enough. I know the times you look at yourself and wonder, why would I be loved? But let me tell you this. Your worth is not defined by what you have done or failed to do. Your worth is not in the stains of your past, nor is it destroyed by your missteps. Your worth is defined by me, and I have chosen to love you. My love is the only standard that establishes your value, and that love has chosen you. That love paid a price no one dared imagine, the life of my very own son. I did not pay that price out of obligation, but out of longing to have you, longing for you to live in freedom, longing for you to know you are worthy, longing for you to come home to me without fear or guilt. You think you are not worthy of the cross, but that very cross stands as the eternal proof that you are, not because you are perfect, but because you are deeply loved. I did not withhold my son because I wanted you to be free. You were worth that price, and that truth does not change. There is not a single day you lose your worth in my eyes. Every morning you wake, no matter how you lived the day before, I still look upon you with unwavering love. I do not regret choosing you. I do not retract the price I paid. So, my beloved, lift up your head. You no longer need to walk in shame. You no longer need to live in fear of not being enough. You have been redeemed. You have been forgiven. You have been called out of darkness into light. Every day you live is a day I look at you and call you worthy, not because of what you do, but because you are mine, because my love for you is not based on conditions. It is based on an eternal choice. Let that truth take root in your heart. Let it change how you see yourself. Let it lift you when you fall, dry your tears when you're weary, and break the lies that have long bound your soul. You are my beloved child, a child redeemed at a great price, and you are always forever worthy. My beloved, pause in this moment. Stop fighting the thoughts that whisper, you are not enough, that you need to do more. Live better, be stronger to be loved. Let my love, the love that has never left you, flood you now. Let it gently flow through every corner of your soul, into the hidden places where you've stored your fears, your tears, your unanswered questions. Let that love, unchanging and unfading, fill every empty space you've tried to cover with work, with relationships, with busyness, or even quiet resignation. I know you've built walls around your heart, not because you're selfish, not because you're cold, but because you've been hurt. You believe that if you kept your distance, if you built those high walls, no one could hurt you again. And I understand. I see the pain, both the wounds others left in you and the wounds you inflicted on yourself. I understand why you close off, why you smile with sad eyes, why you're strong on the outside but soft inside. But my child, those walls, though they once helped you survive, are now keeping you from me. They're blocking the healing I long to give. I will not force my way in. I only invite. Open the door. Open your heart. Let me in. If you open your heart, you will not find a God who is angry. You will not see eyes of judgment or hands ready to strike. You will see a Father who comes gently, embracing you without demands. You will see eyes full of love, arms open, not to push you away, but to draw you near. I did not come to expose old wounds for the sake of criticism. I came to heal. I came to mend each shattered piece of your heart. I did not come to shame you. I came to cover you with my grace, a grace that is unconditional, freely given, and never runs dry. I see you, all of you, not just the part you try to show the world, but even the part you fear most, the part that's weak, broken, and dark. I see it, and still I choose you, not just once, but again and again. I choose you on the days you stand strong, and I choose you on the days you fall. When you succeed, I rejoice. When you fail, I do not turn away. When you believe, I delight. When you doubt, I still wait. Do you know this? Nothing you do can make me love you more, and nothing you do can make me love you less. My love is not based on your perfection. It's based on who you are to me. Even if you've been rejected, even if those who were supposed to love you have abandoned you, I am the one who will never leave. I do not accept you out of pity. I welcome you fully, joyfully as my child. No conditions, no proof required. You don't have to strive to be worthy of me. You always were, because I made you and I paid the price to keep you. Look to my promises. They are not empty words, not fleeting comforts. My promises to you are yes and amen. They are real. They are sure. They are eternal. These words don't change with emotion, don't fade with time, and are not shaken by circumstance. They are as certain as the sunrise. Even when the clouds hide it, even when you cannot see it, the sun is still there, just as I am. Even when you are weary, even when you are lost, even when you no longer believe in yourself, I am still here, still loving you, still waiting for you. So, my beloved, be brave enough to let go. Lay down the burden on your shoulders. Open your heart just a little, and you will see. My love, like a waterfall from heaven, will flood every dry and weary place in your soul. You do not have to be afraid. You do not have to run anymore. I am the safest place you could ever return to. And in that place, you are not only forgiven, not only loved, but healed, restored, and renewed each day in my endless mercy. You are not alone. You never were. And from now on, you will always have me forever. My beloved child, rest. Truly rest in me. Allow your soul to exhale after the long days of striving. You've been trying so hard, holding on so tightly, attempting to control everything out of fear that if you don't, it will all fall apart. But my dear one, the time has come for you to let go. Not to give up, but to trust. Not because you are helpless, but because you have me, the one who knows the way, who sees the whole picture when you can only glimpse a part. Breathe deeply. Release the need to control. Let me hold you. My hands are stronger than yours. They once hung the stars in the sky, shaped the galaxies, and now those same hands are gently holding you. You don't need to manage every outcome. You don't need to cling to every broken piece, every plan, every relationship, every dream. I know what's best for you. My wisdom is far beyond your calculations. My plans never fail. And most importantly, my timing is always perfect. Not too early, not too late, exactly when you need it. When you are ready, when the door is about to open to something better, you can place your trust in me, even with the things most precious to your heart. The things you've kept hidden, the ones that make your heart tremble when you think of them, the ones you've wept over in prayer. I see them all. And dear one, I care about them even more than you do. The dreams you're nurturing, the people you love, the future you long for. I not only see them, I am guarding and protecting them. I am not indifferent. On the contrary, my heart beats in rhythm with yours. And because I love you, I will tend to it all in a way that is better, more lasting, more wise than anything you could do in your own strength. I know you're afraid of being disappointed. You fear trusting only to be abandoned, hoping only to be hurt. But my beloved, I will never let you down. I am not one who makes empty promises. I am not the shadow that turned its back when you needed someone most. I am Father. I am faithful. And what I have begun in your life, I will bring to completion, beautifully, fully, and in due time. Healing is coming. As gentle and deep as morning sunlight soaking into dry ground, restoration is coming. Not just a return of what was lost, but the birth of something new. What you thought was gone, I can revive. What you believed was dead and barren, joy is waiting to rise again from that very place. And peace, not the fragile peace the world offers, but my true peace, is on its way. It doesn't come when everything outside is calm. It comes when the storm inside your soul is stilled. I do not promise a life without waves, but I promise that I will be with you in every gust of wind. And my peace has the power to anchor you, to keep you from being swept away. You will not sink. You will not break. You will make it through, not alone, but with me. The day will come very soon when you will see everything differently. You will begin to understand. You will see that some doors closed, not as rejection, but as protection. You'll realize that some people left, not because you weren't good enough, but because your journey needed to be light in order to soar. You'll understand why some prayers weren't answered, because I was doing something better than you had asked. You'll see that every tear, every weight, every step through darkness was not in vain. They were threads silently weaving a greater tapestry. One day you will look back and see that I was there guiding you through every step. Even when you didn't see it, I was protecting you. When you thought I was silent, I was moving. When you believed everything was falling apart, I was reordering, shaking loose what was not meant to stay and preserving what truly belonged to you. Nothing that is happening is beyond my hand. Every waiting season is serving a greater purpose. You can rest, truly rest, in my unchanging love. Let go, my child. Trust me. Let me lead you, because where I lead is always toward light, healing, and hope, and above all, toward myself, your Father, the one who loves you more than anyone else, who will never leave you, never break a promise, and never, never stop loving you. My beloved child, what I desire from you was never flawless performance, never external form or religious label. What I've longed for since before you even knew my name was your heart. I want you to return to me, not out of fear, not from obligation, not from the stiffness of a dry faith. I want you to return with your whole heart, with genuine love, with honest longing, even if small and trembling. You are not just a name on a list, not a wandering soul lost in the crowd that I'm forced to notice. You are the one I have loved with all that I am, with blood, with sacrifice, with patient waiting, with every whispered call in your midnight hours. I have called you by name, and I want more than obedience. I'm not looking for perfection or empty compliance. I long for your love, real love, unpolished and unadorned. I want your trust, not your weary striving. You are not a spiritual machine. I have not called you to try harder every day. You are not a servant. I have called you friend, not because you earned it, but because I chose this relationship. You are not a slave in my house. You are my child. And as a father, I long to live with you, walk with you, speak with you, share every moment, from the laughter in bright days to the tears in the quiet night. I don't want to be the God of holidays or just solemn occasions. I want to be present in every breath you take, every step you walk, every glance of your eyes. I am not confined to a religious book, not imprisoned in rituals, not distant like a relic of the past. I am the living God. I am real. I am near. I am here. And more than anything, I long for a true relationship with you. not through intermediaries, not through formulas, not through conditions. I want to hear your voice, even the faintest whisper. I want to hear about your day. I want to sit beside you when you read, walk with you down the street, and embrace you when you come home, weary and full of thoughts. You don't need to try to be accepted. You don't need to strive anymore. I see you, I know you, and I love you right where you are. You don't need to pretend you're okay. You don't need to act tough. You don't need to smile while your heart is crying. I don't love a better version of you. I love you right now. Even in weakness, even in confusion, even with unhealed wounds, I still call you mine. You don't need to be perfect to come to me. In truth, it's your imperfection that draws me closer. Let me be your refuge. When the world is too loud, when your heart is too tangled, when nowhere feels safe enough to breathe, come to me. I am your shelter, the quiet room in the battle, the shoulder to lean on when you don't know where to go. I will not interrogate you. I will not judge you. I will hold you, comfort you, and whisper to your heart, Father is here. I will teach you not with harshness, but with the gentleness of a loving Father. I will guide you little by little. I will not abandon you halfway. I will not tell you to try harder and then watch from afar. I am with you in every step, and when you walk slowly, I will wait. When you fall, I will lift. When you lose your way, I will seek you out. When you don't know how to pray, I will intercede for you through my Spirit. I am not in a hurry. I am not impatient. I love you enough to stay, enough to wait, enough to keep believing in you, even when you've stopped believing in yourself. My child, I know your heart better than you know yourself. I know what frightens you. I know what you're wrestling with. I see the dark corners of your soul you've never dared to open to anyone, and I still choose to dwell there, not because it's beautiful, but because it needs light. Not because you are clean, but because you need healing. I'm not afraid to step into the messiest, darkest, most tangled places of your heart, because my love doesn't only seek the bride, it runs into the chaos to bring you out. And this, my child, is my eternal promise. I will never leave you. Even when you turn away, I will wait. Even when you doubt, I will love. Even when you are lost, I will seek. Even if the whole world abandons you, I will remain. I will not turn away. I will not go silent out of disgust. I will not grow weary of your mistakes. I will never stop loving you. My love is tireless, unchanging, and never fades with time. It is everlasting, a fire that never dies, arms that never close, a voice that never stops calling. My beloved, I am God, but not a distant deity seated on high clouds, detached from human pain. I dwell in the mystery, in the quietest places, in the fragile moments between what you know and what you hope for. I'm not only found in sacred spaces, in hymns, or in crowds of worshipers. I'm present in the hidden corners where your heart trembles, where you quietly long for even a single ray of light in the endless night. Sometimes my presence is not thunderous, not loud like a storm, but tender, like a stranger's embrace when you're too tired to stand. I am in a sincere glance, in a gentle word spoken at just the right time, in a brief message that arrives when you need it most. These are not coincidences. This is me entering your world in peace to remind you that I see, I understand. I am here when you laugh at something seemingly pointless on a sad day. That is me sending you a sliver of joy to lift your parched soul. When the morning sunlight slips through your window and touches your sleeping face, I am there too, offering you a new beginning, a quiet message that today can be different. I am in the beauty that leaves you speechless, in a small flower by the roadside, in a child's laughter, in a song that stirs long-forgotten memories. Every time your heart stirs, every time your tears fall silently over something too deep for words, that is me whispering, Father is here. This is how I move, gently, silently, steadily, like a cool breeze passing through the trees. You cannot see the wind, but you can feel it. You see its effect on the water, on the leaves, in the strands of your hair. So it is with me. Even though your eyes may not perceive me, my spirit is at work within you, around you, every day, every moment. I never take my eyes off you. Not a single motion in your life escapes my notice. Every breath you draw is permitted by me. Every door that opens or closes, whether or not you understand, falls under the providence of my hand. But my child, I love you enough not to force my way in. I do not intrude into your life like an invading force. I do not break down the door to enter your heart. Though I am the creator, I wait patiently to be sought after, to be invited in, to be welcomed. For I have given you a sacred gift, free will, and I will never take that gift away simply to make you love me by compulsion. You may have allowed me into a few rooms of your heart, the places where you feel safe enough for me to see. But what about the other rooms? The ones where you hide your pain, where old memories are locked away, where you fear I would turn away if I truly saw. My dear one, I have already seen it all. And the wonder is, knowing everything, I still love all of you. I do not wait for you to be perfect before I enter. I only wait for you to open the door. Let me into those places you've never dared to unlock. Not to judge, not to accuse, but to wipe the tears, to warm the cold, to heal the brokenness. You don't have to clean everything before inviting me in. That's what I do, with mercy, with tireless patience, and with a love that never changes. If you still your heart and begin to pay attention, you will start to notice my footprints everywhere. In the coincidences that are actually divine arrangements, in the chance happenings that are really miracles in disguise, in the smallest things that carry the largest messages. You are loved. You are known. You are not forgotten. I am still here with you, not only in the big moments, but even more so in the smallest details. I am the God of wonders and also the tender Father, near, intimate, and full of love. Listen, feel, open your heart. I am knocking, not as a king demanding authority, but as a gentle father bringing healing, bringing light, bringing a love strong enough to transform everything. Let me be present not only in your bedtime prayers, but in the seemingly insignificant moments of your day. I have always been there, and I will always be there. For you are my child, and I am the one who never stops seeking you, my beloved. Listen, for there are things so deep, they can only be perceived when your heart is quiet. Since the beginning, since humankind was formed from dust and breath, I, the living God, have pursued connection with my children. In every moment, in every season, in every breath, I have revealed myself with purpose. Not to display glory as a spectacle, but to draw near, to reach out, to remind you that I am still here, still loving, still moving. Scripture is filled with moments when my presence became unmistakably clear. Do you remember when my people stood at the Red Sea, with Pharaoh's army behind and deep waters ahead, no way out in sight? It was then that I split the sea with my mighty hand, and dry ground appeared, where there had never been a path, a way made just for them. When they wandered through the desert, I sent manna from heaven, heavenly bread sustaining them day by day. I wasn't just providing food, I was teaching them to depend on me, one day at a time. I spoke from a burning bush to Moses, in a place no one expected something holy to appear, in the middle of an ordinary life, just a shepherd in the wilderness. I revealed myself and called him by name. I spoke with him, sent him to face kings, to lead my people out of slavery. I showed myself through visions and dreams, like with Joseph in the Egyptian prison, a place unseen by the world but fully seen by me. I gave him dreams in his youth, then used the dreams of others to raise him to a position he could never have imagined. I sent angels to Daniel, protected him in the lion's den, and gave him visions of the last days, a faithful man in a dangerous place. And sometimes I did not come in thunder or quake or blazing fire, but in a gentle whisper. Do you remember Elijah, the bold prophet, who prayed down fire from heaven, burning the sacrifice and turning a nation's eyes back to me? He faced down hundreds of prophets of Baal alone, fearless and firm. Yet what happened after that moment of victory? After that powerful miracle, he ran. A threat from Queen Jezebel sent him into the wilderness, ready to die, exhausted in body and soul. He sat under a tree and begged me to take him. A man once used so mightily was now drowning in despair. I did not rebuke him. I didn't command him to be strong. I gave him rest. I sent an angel to cook for him, to touch him, and to say, "Eat, for the journey is too much for you." I knew that when the soul is weary, what it needs is not commands. And later, when Elijah hid in the cave waiting for me, he expected me to appear like before, in power, in glory. And indeed, there was wind, earthquake, fire, but I was not in them. After all of that, there came a still, small voice, and it was in that whisper that I was present. My child, sometimes you want me to speak loudly, to do something big, to show myself strong like the miracles of old. But I want to remind you, I am still speaking, though not always in the ways you expect. Sometimes I enter your space like a breath, like the silence of early morning. And that presence, gentle as it is, carries healing, peace, and love. Because I know what you need is not always a spectacle, but the deep assurance that you are not alone. Do you know why I reveal myself in those moments? Not because I enjoy displaying power, not to prove anything, but because the moment calls for it. The heart is ready, the soul is crying out. When someone is about to walk a path beyond their human strength, I reveal myself to anchor their faith. Faith that is grounded not in understanding, but in encounter, in a living experience with the living God. I did it for Moses, for Joseph, for Joshua, for Daniel, for Mary, for Paul. And I long to do it for you, not because of who you are in the eyes of others, but because you matter to me, because your calling is real, because the next steps require more than knowledge. They require faith, and faith is not born from intellect, but from encounter. You may be in a cave of your own asking, "Lord, are you there? Are you still using me? Do you see me?" And like Elijah, you're waiting for wind, for fire, for something grand. But what I give you is a whisper, because I know what you need now is not power but comfort, not lightning but a soul-deep embrace. And that whisper, that stillness is me. When you sigh unconsciously, I am listening. When your tears fall unseen, I am counting them. When you have no words left to pray, I am beside you, silent but never absent. I am the one who has appeared in fire and thunder, yet also the one who dwells in silence. I am the God of the vast universe, but also the Father who notices your smallest thoughts. You do not need to impress me to make me present. You do not need to do anything special. I am already near and always willing. The question is not whether I come, but whether you recognize me in the stillness. If you are weary, rest in me. If you are longing, open your heart, for I am still speaking, still calling, still revealing. You may not see me in flames or earthquakes, but you will hear me in the wind, in a scripture that suddenly stirs your soul, in a whisper in the night when your heart is still. Don't rush. Don't chase the spectacular. Learn to recognize me in the smallest things, for I am still coming, and often the greatest beauty is clothed in simplicity. My beloved, I am still revealing myself, and if you're about to step into a new chapter, one that may hold challenges, know this: I will not let you go alone. I will meet you, speak to you, guide you, not in the way you expect, but in the way you need. I know when to part the sea, and when all you need is a whisper in your soul. And finally, my child, keep your heart tender. For I come to those who are humble, hungry, and ready. Listen, wait, and you will realize I have never been silent. You just weren't still enough to hear. Yes, my love, I still come to humanity that way, just as I always have. My love does not change. My nature does not change, and neither does the way I draw near to those who long for me. I am the faithful one through every generation, and I remain deeply present in human lives. Even when they cannot find the words, the things you've read of me in ancient texts, in the stories of prophets and disciples and those who've gone before, they are not myth. They are witness to a reality still alive today. I am still doing it right now in this age, in the lives of all who seek me with sincere hearts. There are strange, sacred moments in your life, moments you can't explain but cannot deny. A song plays just when you're breaking. A verse leaps off the page as if it was written for your pain. A dream awakens your soul. A fleeting image floods your heart with unnameable emotion. And sometimes my presence draws so near that your body reacts before your mind understands. Goosebumps rise, your heart races, your breath quickens. Tears fall for no reason. Don't dismiss it. Don't rationalize it away. You are touching the eternal. That is your soul responding to my spirit. I still pierce the veil between the seen and the unseen. And those moments are not emotion or imagination. They are the sacred times when I, your heavenly Father, step across the distance and draw so near that my heart touches yours. I still come. I still speak. I still stir the soul. I am not bound by form or method. I use everything, the wind, the whisper, what seems random, to reach your heart, because I love you and long for you to know you are never alone. I still speak through dreams, not just fragments of memory stitched together, but as sacred spaces where I plant messages in your soul, a word of comfort, a warning, a promise. Have you ever awakened from a dream with a strange peace, or a stirring, or tears streaming down your face? That was not random. That was me coming in the night, when your mind is quiet enough for your soul to hear. And in a world louder than ever, I still find ways to speak, through visions, through dreams, through inner knowing that defies logic but resonates with your spirit. I act in ways beyond human understanding and logic, for I am the one who transcends all boundaries of reason. I am not confined to what is explainable. I operate on a different plane, the realm of mystery, of power, of boundless love. At times I open doors thought to be sealed forever. At times I redirect the course of a life through a single encounter. At times I answer prayers in ways beyond all expectation. And in those moments, your heart will know it could only be me, no one else but Father. Oh, I still come when my children cry out with a sincere heart. No eloquence is needed, no elaborate ritual required, just a true heart. Even a single sigh is enough. When you call, I listen. When you weep, I draw near. When you utter a small prayer from the deepest part of your soul, all of heaven quiets to hear. And I, the Almighty, full of love, continually step down, step in, draw close. My beloved, at times you wonder why I do not reveal myself as clearly as I once did in the scriptures, as a pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night, as a thunderous voice from the mountaintop. You quietly wish you could see me in that way too, so your heart would no longer doubt, so your faith would no longer waver. But dear one, know this, I am not distant from you. I do not hide myself because I want to be concealed. Rather, I am inviting you into a deeper relationship where you learn to know me not just with your eyes, but with your heart. For I am spirit, and those who worship me must worship in spirit and in truth. I want you to see me not only in the obvious, but in the mystery. For it is in the mystery that your faith grows, and your love for me becomes truer, deeper, no longer dependent on circumstance or fleeting emotion. Remember, I do not come to captivate with grand displays. I do not need thunder, volcanoes, or dazzling miracles to prove my presence. I choose instead to come by touching your heart through a profound silence in which you suddenly feel loved, known, and held. Sometimes I appear through the timely phone call of a friend, through a seemingly random phrase that causes you to pause and reflect. Sometimes I send a psalm, a dream, or simply a gentle breeze when life has left you breathless. Each of these is a message, my whisper that says, I am here. And in every simplicity, I affirm my love in ways both intimate and powerful. There are times you think that deep spiritual experiences are only for the more spiritual, those of strong faith and great maturity. You think lowly of yourself and believe, surely God won't show up for me like that. But that's a misunderstanding. My child, I do not show favoritism. I do not choose based on performance. I do not wait for you to be perfect. I only seek a true heart, just a sincere longing, and I will come. For I love all my children with equal love, but I draw nearer to those who open their hearts. You don't need to do something grand to encounter me. Just be honest. Just desire, just whisper the invitation, and I will come in. Do not think that I am too lofty to hear your voice, and do not believe that I am only present in large gatherings or dramatic miracles. I still come every day, in silence, in stillness, while you wash dishes, drive your car, or sigh in the midnight hours. I am there, still calling you, still knocking on the door of your heart. And my dear one, if you are willing, even with just a whisper, a soft cry, Father, I need you, I will come faster than you imagine. For I have always been near, I have never been far, and I am always ready to do a new thing in your life, not just once, but every day, if you continue to seek me with a true heart. For I am the unchanging God, and my love for you is the same eternal love. My beloved child, I know you often seek me in the grand and radiant miracles, in powerful prophecies, in dramatic interventions that shake the very foundations of your world. I understand that, for deep in the human heart is the longing to see the supernatural in order to believe in the divine. You want to see me arrive like fire, like wind, like a trembling mountain, like the Most High breaking forth in glory. But I want you to know this profound and eternal truth. I am not only present in the grand, I also dwell in what seems ordinary, small, and quiet. The subtle ways I reveal myself are no less powerful, no less real. When you're caught in life's chaos, your mind pulled in every direction, your heart overwhelmed with anxiety, and suddenly a peace that surpasses understanding settles quietly into your soul. That is me. When you feel you've reached your limit, unable to take another step, and then strength rises from deep within and carries you forward, that is me too. When in the midst of confusion and tension, a clear insight comes to you, a wisdom you yourself cannot explain, it is because I placed what you needed inside your heart. And in the darkest hours, when your heart is shattered and the tears have all been cried, a gentle comfort wraps around you, wordless and unseen, but so real that you cannot deny it. That is me, not through thunder or a booming voice, but through the quiet, steadfast, and faithful presence of love. You don't need to see fire to know I'm burning. You don't need a pillar of cloud to know I'm guiding. For I am not confined to physical manifestations. I am the God who dwells in both the glorious and the still. My presence doesn't always quake the earth. Sometimes I come like a gentle breeze, like a whisper deep within your soul, like a drop of dew resting on a leaf in the midst of a desert. But every way I come is full of authority, and every manifestation has a purpose. Even my Son, Jesus Christ, when he walked the earth, did not always choose to show his presence through spectacular miracles. He was the living embodiment of me among humanity, the light in the darkness, the truth in a deceived world. And yet, he chose to walk humbly and intimately. He did not shout to prove he was anointed. He did not seize power through domination. He chose instead to walk beside the broken. Once, he sat beside a well, speaking with a woman shunned by society. There was no loud miracle, only a conversation filled with truth and compassion. And in that simplicity, her heart awakened, and an entire village was transformed. Another time, he knelt in the dust beside a woman caught in sin, surrounded by accusers ready to stone her. He did not scream, did not perform a miracle, only wrote in the dirt and spoke one sentence of power: "Let the one without sin cast the first stone." And the accusers quietly walked away. The chains of guilt and shame were broken not by thunder, but by mercy. He ate with outcasts, touched lepers that others avoided, listened to the tears of the unnoticed, and with each touch of the human heart, not through flashy power, but through quiet love, he changed destinies. In those seemingly ordinary moments, the extraordinary occurred. And therein lies a deep truth. My presence is not always loud, but it is always real, and it always brings transformation. My child, perhaps you're waiting for something grand, a mighty answer, a sign from heaven, a supernatural act no one can deny. But don't miss my presence just because you're looking for brilliance. Don't think I only speak when the heavens open and angels appear. Look back on your journey. How many times did you think you would fall? Yet you stood. That is the quiet, healing depth of my direct presence. I come to restore what was once broken, not only on the surface, but in the deepest places of your soul, where you thought no one could reach. I lift the parts of you that were trampled, dismissed, wounded so deeply that even you doubted they could live again. I step in and call by name the things you thought were dead: dreams, hopes, innocence, and your true self, all buried beneath years of weariness, disappointment, and the lie that you are not worthy. I don't come just to touch the surface. I go deeper to call out the truth, the sacred truth buried under ashes of fear, shame, and pain. And when I speak, life begins to rise, not with a clamor, but with a gentle and steady stream, like underground water flowing through a dry desert. Do you remember when my son rose from the grave? He didn't emerge into a crowd to prove his power with a dramatic display. No, he chose to reveal himself in intimate personal moments. In the garden, he called Mary by name, not loudly, not in spectacle, just a gentle word that changed her life. On the road to Emmaus, he walked beside two disciples. No grand announcement, just listening, teaching, journeying, and their hearts burned. They did not yet recognize him, but his presence stirred their souls. In the locked room where his disciples trembled in fear, he appeared, not to rebuke, but to say, "Peace be with you." No accusations, no demands, only complete presence, love, and healing. I am still the God of such moments. I do not seek grand events to assert myself. I do not demand a stage. I come in silence, in intimacy, in the most private corners of your heart, where you dare to shed your defenses, where you are real with me and with yourself. For from the beginning, I have been a God of relationship, not performance. And so are you. I did not create you for display. I did not call you to be perfect in others' eyes. I created you for communion with me, to live truly, to be loved, and to love, to walk with me one day at a time in a closeness that nothing can replace. So, my dear, do not fear the silence. Do not underestimate the quiet conversations with me in the dark. Do not think that if there is no radiant light or loud voice, my presence is not real. For I am still there, still walking beside you, still calling your name, still inviting you back to the most simple and sacred thing of all, the relationship between father and child. My child, do not forget that I am not present only in the spiritual moments you imagine. I am not confined to church buildings, to sermons, or to eloquently worded prayers. I do not wait for you to become spiritual enough before I draw near. I am there in every part of your life. When you work, wash dishes, shop, walk alone, or simply sigh while staring at the ceiling, unsure what to say. I do not dismiss those moments as ordinary or unworthy. It is in them that I see the truest you, and it is in them that I come closest, not to preach, but to accompany, to let you know that you are not alone, that every small part of your life matters, is seen by me, and is worthy life. And my dear child, when you experience these things, do not keep them to yourself. Let them shape you into a witness of my living presence. Let yourself carry the fragrance of heaven into the world. I do not give these gifts to be hidden, but to be shared so that the world may know I am real, I am alive, and I still love. So my child, don't wait. Begin today. Begin right now, right where you are sitting. You need nothing more than a heart that longs for me. Simply whisper, Father, I am here. And you will see, I have been here all along, and I am smiling, arms wide open, saying, I am here too, my beloved, always. My beloved, I want you to pause for a moment in this very breath and listen deeply, not with your ears, but with your heart. For I am speaking to you, not with thunder or signs in the sky, but through the quiet peace that is seeping into your soul as you read these words. I see within you a very real longing, a spiritual hunger you cannot always explain, yet it keeps stirring, calling you to see more, understand more, come closer. That is good. That longing delights me. But oh my child, I want you to understand something deeply important. Do not seek the experience more than you seek me. Do not let your heart chase the feelings, the emotional highs, and forget the one who is the source of it all. I am your Father, not merely the creator of miraculous moments for you to admire and move on from. Spiritual experiences, supernatural touches, they are real, and I am doing them every day. But they are roads to me, not the destination. You do not need to live chasing every new feeling of my presence as if that were the measure of your faith. The true measure is enduring love, the daily choice to trust me, whether you feel anything or not. It is walking with me through ordinary, mundane days, without background music, without visible miracles, with only quiet trust and steady faithfulness. Oh, child, I am not only found on mountaintops where the light is dazzling and the music thunderous. I am not only present in large gatherings, in moments saturated with emotion and revelation. I am in your everyday, in the routine, in the simple moments you often overlook. I am there when you wash the dishes, when you glance wearily at your child playing, when you drive that long stretch of road with only a few songs for company. I am in the morning birdsong, in the passing breeze, in the tender gaze of a loved one, in the silent thoughts as you sigh and reflect on life. And I am also there in your loneliness, in the quiet sobs you don't dare speak aloud. I am not far from you. You don't have to search for me in some lofty place. I am not hiding. I am right there in every beat of your daily life. I want to walk with you as I once did with Adam in the garden, freely, without hiding, without shame, without distance. I do not seek perfection. I seek communion. I do not expect you to perform something extraordinary in order to meet me. I long for you to come to me as a close friend, a beloved child, with honesty and an open heart. I want all of you, not just the beautiful spiritual parts, but also what you think is shameful, broken, or meaningless. I want your worship and also your silence when you're too weary to speak. It all matters to me. Do you know this? Your whole life, every breath, every beat is sacred. Not because it is perfect, but because I dwell within you. You are my temple now, not a structure of stone, not a distant place, but you. Your heart, your body, your life. My spirit lives in you, not as a distant idea or vague symbol, but as living presence, active, moving with you. You do not merely carry the title of my child. You carry my presence wherever you go. You carry my light. The atmosphere shifts when you enter, not because of who you are, not because you are important, but because the one who walks with you is almighty. I am not only seated on the throne, I go where you go. When you enter a room, I enter with you. When you sit in silence in a classroom, I listen with you. When you smile at someone on the street, I smile too. And when you bow your head in despair, I sit beside you, saying nothing, simply to let you know you are not alone. I weep when you weep. I ache when you hurt. I rejoice when you rejoice. Nothing happens to you without touching my heart. And oh child, I want you to etch this truth deeply into your spirit. You are never alone, not ever, not once. Your emotions may shift, your mind may doubt, your circumstances may shake, but the truth remains. I am still here, always. Sometimes my presence is as quiet as a friend sitting beside you, holding your hand. But that too is how I love. I do not need words to exist. My presence is full, steady, unchanging, always available for you to rest in. So my child, when you walk through dry seasons, when your heart feels empty and you sense nothing spiritual at all, do not believe I've left. It is in those very moments that I am closest, not to scold you, but to walk with you through the desert, to keep your heart beating, to cover you with my wings, to whisper again, I am still here, and you are still mine. Nothing you do can make me love you more, and nothing you do can make me love you less. My love does not come and go. It is a foundation, a river that never runs dry. Live each day with the awareness that you carry my presence. When you serve others, when you forgive, when you're patient, even in exhaustion, that is me at work in you. When you choose to listen instead of retaliate, to love instead of resent, that is how you show the world I live within you. And when you are weak, I am your strength. When you fall, I am the hand lifting you up. When you are lost, I am the light guiding you home. So walk forward with courage, not because you are extraordinary, but because you are loved by the one who is. You are the place I've chosen to dwell. You are the living temple, the vessel of my presence. And every step you take, you do not take alone. I go where you go, I move when you move, I rejoice when you rejoice, I ache when you ache. And above all, I love you always, unchanging, eternal. Oh, my beloved, let me enter not just the room you're sitting in, but the very depths of your soul where I have longed to abide. Do not hesitate to open your heart. Do not fear that I will reject you. Do not worry about being clean enough, good enough, holy enough. My love does not follow worthiness. It precedes it as an eternal gift. A gift I prepared before you were born, before your first word, and that I am still offering in this very moment. As your eyes linger on these lines, let me walk with you through every shadow, every sunlight, every season of life, even the ones you cannot understand. I do not promise a path of roses, but I promise you will never walk a single day alone. And when you begin to recognize me in the small things, the ordinary, the stillness of moments no one notices, you will begin to see me more clearly than in the grand and powerful. You will know when I enter a room, not by a loud noise, but by a trembling in your spirit, by a peace so deep, everything else falls quiet. You will sense me moving. When I begin to heal the deep wounds you've buried, when I rescue you from the things you thought you'd never escape, when I speak with words that don't just enter your ears but pierce your soul. And yes, there will be moments so clear they cannot be denied. When heaven touches earth, when something happens in your ordinary space and suddenly it becomes holy. When you know God is here and you will never be the same. Those moments will change you, not just inspire you, but transform you at the root. They will set you on a new path, not because your circumstances changed, but because you were changed in my presence. And there is still more, my child, always more with me. It never ends. There is no finish line in your relationship with me, only deeper, closer, stronger. What you have known of me is but the first drop of the ocean. What you have felt is only a fleeting scent of the feast. There is more, and I want to give you more, just for you. You have not missed your moment. You are not late. Nothing in your life disqualifies you from my plan of love. No matter how far you've wandered, how many years you've lost, how many times you've given up, I am still calling and I am still ready. My presence is not a reward for the perfect. It is a gift for the ones who need me, and I know you need me right now. As you read these words, my presence is surrounding you. No music required, no candles, no crowd, no spiritual atmosphere, just you and me, and that is enough. I am filling your space. You may not feel anything obvious, but believe I am touching your heart, gently awakening what you thought had gone quiet. I am whispering to your soul, I am here and I have never left. Oh, no matter how far you've gone, what you've been through, it matters less than one thing, that now you are returning, and I do not merely receive you. I run to you. I embrace you. I rejoice over you. I do not condemn you for lost time. I only want to lead you into the things I am still preparing, things no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined. Let me enter in, my child. Let me not merely knock but dwell within. Let me fill every corner of your soul. Let me walk with you through the days of your life. Let me step into the places you once locked away. Let me be your light, your peace, your joy, your refuge, your one unfailing source of life. I am not a distant God enthroned far above and unmoved by human suffering. No, I am your Father. I am the one who sits beside you in your tears. I am the one who hears every sigh. I am the one who smiles at even the smallest flicker of hope you're holding on to. I am the one who loves your soul, not because it is perfect, but because it is mine. I loved you before you knew me. I have been there since the beginning, and I will be there until the end. I am the one who was before time began. I am the one who is present now, and I am the one who is coming in glory to bring you into eternal fullness. And while you are still here on this earth, I will walk with you, never distant, never retreating, never turning away. And now I am here with you, not tomorrow, not someday in the future. Right now, as you read these very words, my breath is filling the air around you. My eyes are upon you with a tenderness no language can express. I have been waiting for you, and I will always wait. A final prayer. Now, let me teach you how to pray over your life. Almighty God, I come to you today not with achievements, not with eloquence, but with a bare heart, longing to be touched by you. I do not seek a great miracle. I only want to know that you are here, in this air, in this moment, in the very depth of my soul. Help me become more aware of your presence so I do not miss the quiet whispers you breathe into my heart through the smallest of things. Teach me to recognize the loving gaze of your eyes in every ordinary moment. And please, Lord, stay. Don't just pass by. Stay and dwell within me. Dear God, I am not waiting for a room full of candles or an emotional hymn to encounter you. I don't need a religious atmosphere. I need you. Truly. I need a real encounter with my Father right in the midst of my ordinary life. Break down the walls I've unknowingly built. Fear, unworthiness, the lies I once believed. My beloved, if something stirred within you today, don't let it fade. You didn't arrive here by accident. I led you here, and I will lead you again. Return to this place whenever your heart needs truth, hope, or simply rest. Subscribe not to content, but to my voice. For every word shared here is a whisper from me to you, a reminder that I am not finished with your story. Turn on the light, click follow, and let this channel be a doorway I use to speak to you again. Share this message. Let others taste the peace you've begun to feel. You are not alone. You are not beyond my reach. And when you come back again, I will be waiting, with new strength, new healing, and a deeper reminder of how deeply you are loved. Amen.